Let's get right into it. Number 1. When shadows come alive. Ever stayed up so long that your room starts to feel haunted? That's your tired brain blending reality with imagination, turning shadows into moving shapes and harmless objects into lurking figures. The visual cortex, which usually keeps your world crisp and clear, gets foggy when you're running on empty. Instead of filtering out nonsense, it starts mixing in old memories, fears, and even dream fragments. That's why you might see a coat rack morph into a person or catch a flicker of movement that vanishes when you look. Scientists call these hypnagogic hallucinations, and they're surprisingly common after a night or two without sleep. Even battle-hardened soldiers and explorers have reported seeing shadowy figures during long, sleepless missions. Your brain, desperate for stimulation, fills in the blanks with whatever it can find, sometimes dredging up your deepest anxieties. So if you ever find yourself jumping at shadows after a sleepless night, don't panic. It's not a ghost. It's just your brain improvising, running on fumes, and trying to make sense of the darkness with a scrambled film reel of your own memories. Number 2. Forgetting how to do simple things. Ever stared at your toothbrush and forgotten what comes next? Fatigue can turn everyday routines into unsolvable puzzles. This weird brain glitch, called task amnesia, happens when your neurons are so overworked they start taking micro breaks even while you're awake. Suddenly, you're pouring coffee into a bowl of cereal or putting your phone in the fridge. It's not just clumsiness, it's your brain's autopilot system glitching out. Studies show that sleep-deprived people make more mistakes in basic tasks and often don't even realize it. In high-stress jobs like pilots or doctors, this can lead to dangerous errors like skipping steps or mixing up procedures. The wild part? You might insist you did everything right even when you didn't. That's your tired brain gaslighting you, filling in the blanks with false confidence. So, if you find yourself lost in the middle of a simple task after a sleepless night, don't freak out. It's just your brain waving a white flag, begging for a reboot, and reminding you that even the basics need a rested mind. Number 3. Losing track of time. Pull an all-nighter and suddenly time either crawls like a snail or sprints like a cheetah. That warped sense of time is your brain's internal clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, going haywire. Without sleep to reset it, your sense of seconds and minutes drifts wildly. 5 minutes at 3 a.m. can feel like an hour, or you might look up after one video and realize it's sunrise. Sleep-deprived brains misjudge time, sometimes missing entire hours or feeling like the day is stuck on repeat. Prisoners kept awake during interrogations have described losing track of whether it's day or night, while truckers on long hauls often report missing time on the road. There's a spooky side, too. This time, distortion is linked to déjà vu and dissociation, making you feel like you're slipping out of your own timeline. Your hippocampus, the brain's memory librarian, starts filing things in the wrong drawer. The result? You become your own unreliable narrator, living inside a clock that ticks forward, backward, and sideways all at once. Number 4. Why everyone seems suspicious. Ever notice how, when you're exhausted, everyone suddenly seems a little shady? That's not just moodiness, it's your brain's threat detector, the amygdala, going into overdrive. After just one night of poor sleep, the amygdala becomes hyperactive, while the logical prefrontal cortex gets sluggish. Suddenly, you're convinced the barista is judging you or your friend's text is hiding a secret insult. Studies show that sleep-deprived people are more likely to misinterpret neutral faces as hostile and mundane sounds as signs of danger. NASA even found that tired astronauts were more likely to suspect equipment failure or miscommunication, even when everything was fine. This paranoia isn't just a quirk. It mirrors symptoms of psychosis. In labs, scientists use sleep deprivation to induce temporary psychotic-like states for study. So if you get that uneasy feeling at 2 a.m. that someone's watching you, it's just your sleep-starved amygdala screaming at shadows. No wonder horror movies love sleeplessness as a plot device. A tired brain can make real life feel like a psychological thriller. Number 5. The mystery of phantom itches. Lying in bed, desperate for sleep, and suddenly your skin starts to itch or tingle for no reason? Welcome to the world of phantom sensations. When you're tired, your nervous system becomes hypersensitive, and your brain starts to misinterpret harmless signals from your body. This can lead to the sensation of bugs crawling on your skin, random itches, or even the feeling that something is brushing against you. Scientists call this formication, and it's surprisingly common among people who are sleep-deprived or under extreme stress. Truck drivers, soldiers, and shift workers have all reported these bizarre sensations during long stretches without rest. The brain, struggling to filter out background noise, starts to amplify minor signals until they feel overwhelming. It's like your body's alarm system is stuck on high alert, reacting to every little twitch or tickle. While these sensations can be annoying or even a little scary, they're usually harmless. They're just another sign that your brain and body are begging for a break. So, the next time you feel phantom itches after a sleepless night, remember, it's not your skin, it's your tired brain playing tricks. Number 6. When words just disappear. You're in the middle of a conversation and suddenly the word you need is gone. You know what you want to say, but your brain just won't cooperate. This frustrating experience is called tip-of-the-tongue syndrome, and it gets much worse when you're tired. Sleep deprivation affects the parts of your brain responsible for language and memory, making it harder to find the right words or finish your sentences. You might start mixing up similar-sounding words, stuttering, or even inventing new phrases by accident. This isn't just embarrassing. It can be a real problem in work or social situations. Studies have shown that tired people are more likely to make language errors, forget names, or lose their train of thought entirely. In high-stakes environments like hospitals or air traffic control, these mistakes can have serious consequences. But for most of us, it's just another annoying side effect of not getting enough rest. So, if you find yourself struggling to finish a sentence or searching for a simple word after a long night, don't stress. Your brain just needs a little more sleep to get back on track. Number 7. Riding the emotional roller coaster. Ever notice how everything feels more intense when you're tired? A minor inconvenience can make you furious, while a cute puppy video might bring you to tears. This emotional roller coaster is a direct result of sleep deprivation. When you're low on rest, the balance between your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, and its rational control center, the prefrontal cortex, gets thrown off. The amygdala becomes more reactive, while the prefrontal cortex loses its ability to keep things in perspective. The result? You're more likely to overreact, snap at loved ones, or feel overwhelmed by small problems. Research shows that sleep-deprived people experience stronger emotional responses to both positive and negative events. This can make everyday life feel like a soap opera, with dramatic highs and lows. Over time, chronic sleep loss can even contribute to anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders. So, if you find yourself laughing, crying, or raging for no apparent reason after a sleepless night, it's not just you. It's your tired brain, turning up the volume on your emotions and making everything feel a little more extreme. Number 8. Dreaming while awake. Ever caught yourself zoning out in a meeting, only to be jolted back by a vivid image or random thought? That's your brain sneaking in micro-dreams, tiny bursts of REM sleep that slip into your waking hours when you're exhausted. These flashes can be surreal, a beach, a face, or a memory that feels real for a split second. NASA has studied pilots who experience these micro-dreams and found they can lead to dangerous mistakes, like missing critical signals. Some creative minds, like Thomas Edison, even used these moments to spark new ideas, napping with objects in hand so the noise would wake them as soon as they drifted off. But for most of us, microdreams are a warning sign. Your brain is so desperate for rest, it's stealing sleep wherever it can. If you start seeing strange images or hearing things that aren't there, it's not a supernatural event. It's your mind's way of forcing a reboot. Number 9. Blank spots in your memory. Think staying awake just makes you tired? It also shreds your memory. When you skip sleep, your hippocampus, the brain's save button, can't transfer short-term experiences into long-term storage. That's why you might forget what you did yesterday or blank on important details from a meeting. Even weirder, sleep deprivation can create false memories, convincing you something happened when it didn't. In one experiment, tired participants confidently recalled details from photos they'd never seen. This can be dangerous in real life, especially for witnesses or emergency workers who need to remember facts under pressure. Over time, chronic sleep loss leads to persistent memory gaps and trouble concentrating. So if you wake up after a sleepless night and your memories feel like Swiss cheese, you're not alone. Your brain needs sleep to save your experiences, and without it, important details just vanish. The best way to protect your memory? Prioritize sleep, even when life gets hectic. Number 10, feeling outside your own body. The strangest trick your tired brain can pull is making you feel like you're not even in your own body. This out-of-body sensation, called depersonalization, happens when the brain's sense of self gets scrambled by extreme fatigue. People describe it as floating above themselves, watching their actions from a distance, or moving through life on autopilot. It's a deeply unsettling feeling, almost like being stuck in a video game or a dream. Scientists think this is the brain's last-ditch effort to cope with exhaustion, disconnecting you from reality to protect itself. Soldiers, marathon runners, and anyone who's pushed themselves to the limit without rest have reported this eerie experience. Usually it fades after a good night's sleep, but it's a powerful reminder of how much we rely on rest to feel real and grounded. If you ever find yourself feeling detached or unreal after a sleepless stretch, know that it's your brain's way of asking for a break. Sleep is the ultimate reset button for your sense of self.